Are you tired of the grind of everyday life? Are you fed up with not having energy to get up in the morning? Do you constantly feel as if everything is colored in grey and life constantly plays sad music everywhere you go? And for some reason, it always rains wherever you go outside.
Well, turn that frown upside down. The Legion of Memers is here to give you some chuckles, you dingus. And we're happy to bring you something to help give you that extra kick to get you up in the morning. Introducing Coffee Brand Coffee. Fresh roasted with no gimmicks and plenty of flavors to choose from. Use code HAIL the LOM to get 10% off and to help support the channel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Legion of Memers Memestream Saturday edition, like we have any other edition. Thank you all for being here. And let's get started with intros because I have a special giveaway announcement afterwards. So be sure to stick around. Unless you don't want anything. In that case, it's fun. So let's get started with intros with Mr. CJP, the Music Man. How you doing today, mate?
I'm feeling a little weird because this is True Pop's spot and he's not here. So,
yes,
well, you know, all the Diddy stuff comes out.
Celebrating Easter. Happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. To everybody who doesn't celebrate, happy Trans Visibility Day. Happy Saturday to those who don't celebrate either.
But no, yeah, I'm CJP, host of the Forgotten One cast. Didn't have a show this last week because I had church stuff to do because I'm one of those heathen Christians that celebrates Holy Week. And but other than that, no, I'm just glad to be here. Glad to have some fun. Get ready to some laughs and laugh at all the weirdness that goes on in the world because there's plenty of it.
Indeed.
Well, awesome, man. Thanks for coming on. I always appreciate you being here, my man. I know your voice isn't doing 100%, but I appreciate you being here nonetheless.
No, but I can do a fantastic Morgan Freeman.
All right, and we got Oculus, who's been killing it in the memes. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing well. I mean, last night was kind of a wild night. Like one of my memes have been exploding just for like the quality that I got. But yeah, getting ready to talk about that and the show's well.
Yeah, man. We're definitely be checking out the Friday Night Tights thread because they absolutely crushed it yesterday. It was one of their best episodes yet.
Yeah.
I think there was almost 20,000, 19,000 people watching, something like that. So that's
18,
absolutely insane.
And thanks to Gundam for that boost, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we'll be getting into a little bit more shout outs later on today. Extra Zero, my dude, what's going on?
Oh yeah, it's been a quiet week for me mostly, but hey, I've got some good memes out this week. I think I made Cloud cry, I made Blabs cry a little bit, or a little bit. I got back into doing some good stuff for side scrollers. In fact, I'll be on side scrollers next Friday, so I'm excited about that. And other than that, just excited for tomorrow. I've got a brisket in the smoker right now, so we'll be doing a family thing for
I
Easter.
hate you. You're making my mouth water right now, man.
I haven't posted any pictures of that yet, but I did post some cooking pictures this week, and just looking forward to getting into today's conversation. I'm surprised I didn't get as much hate as I thought I would on my Stellar Blade take. I actually didn't care for the demo, but yeah. Really excited to get into today's topics and talking to Cream. He's been awesome on Gronkin, so yeah, looking forward to it.
And speaking of Creamnado, man, do you want to let the people know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you? First of all, thank you for being on. It's great having you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, you can find me all over the place at _Creamnado, or just on YouTube, the Creamnado. One word. I'm always on Gronking. I'm always doing stuff with Lethal and Mazza. I do a lot of live streams, and I've been trying to work on more scripted out videos as well. I have one on subscription models in gaming that I did, and my next one, we're going to be working on it this week. It's going to be good.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, I can't wait to get into the show with everybody. So let's make my intro short. I am Superman, if he wasn't scared of Green Rocks, leader, creator, and founder of the Legion of Memers. So let's give a huge shout out to chat, because without them, we would not have a show, or we would, but it would be super pathetic. So let's give a shout out to chat for being here today. Skirmitar says, how the hell you let Cream on stream? Ha ha. How many ha-has is that?
That is at least 8.
Ha 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 ha. Never mind. I don't have that energy. I'm not home till Wednesday, but we'll look at some point. Oh, and late and gay. Shut.
Okay. One day we'll just go live at midnight Eastern.
Exactly. Just we'll do. We'll just go live whenever Skirmitar is gonna put in the chat. I'll just go live. I'll wait for the chat for that. Jack Tarlad hopping in saying, "Hell, my dude." I love that, man. We got DJ McLean absolutely killing it in the meme game. We dropped some amazing designs on Twitter and shared it with me. I may or may not be making that into a shirt later on this year, so check it out. DJ McLean says the cream stream sounds like an STD
or an ointment.
Or an ointment. You can, but I have been told that I cannot finish that last word on YouTube. So can you answer this question without jeopardizing the YouTube channel?
I've been doing it 24/7, 365, man, all the time.
Okay. Well, let's move on from that chat. Yeah, you did. Flagrant Triggers is here. And speaking of Flagrant Triggers, Extra Zero, can you please bring up that?
Absolutely. So
as you may or may not know, there is a Friday Night Tights jacket on Flagrant Triggers. And guess what? I have sent Flagrant Triggers something, and I'm going to be choosing one YouTube member to receive this jacket for absolutely free from the Legion of Memers. And I will give you guys a shot. Just become a member today, and if you have become a member during the show, you will be counted in the little raffle. So Extra Zero will be helping me out with that. I appreciate you, man. You do a lot for the show, so thank you very much, my dude.
I remember.
So if you guys don't win the raffle, you can go to the site and get one of these jackets. Gifted to Flagrant Triggers. Jack, he has them. They're his. Plus, he is actually not a member of the channel. Flagrant, I'm watching you. I love you anyway, man. We do have a store on Flagrant Triggers, only on Flagrant Triggers. Do not buy anything anywhere else because Flagrant Triggers is the only one I've given permission to do so. So go to Flagrant Triggers to get Legion of Memers merch. And again, we will be running a raffle at the end of the show. I will drop the winner on Twitter. So on, what do you say, Extra Zero? My personal Twitter or Legion of Memers?
Let's go on the Legion Twitter. And I guess
maybe we can drop the winner and the Legion of Memers Twitter. So be sure to be following the Legion of Memers on Twitter. Hit that notification and follow button.
I've done several giveaways over in Figure Action, so we can either do like a wheel decide or pick a name generator. So there's a little bit of a video, so our members will be able to see, and then perhaps I know not everybody's on Twitter, so when we do have a winner, we'll announce it on the show who won.
Absolutely, and again, if you are a member of the channel, you will be included in that raffle, and I will be doing so tonight and dropping the results either tomorrow morning or later tonight. So be sure, if you guys were planning on getting a jacket, wait till the raffle so you don't spend your money on getting 2 jackets. So let's get back into chat. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that people knew about the raffle. I will be repeating myself a little later in the show just for latecomers.
Will you be using the Wheel of Morality to choose a winner?
I have no idea what I'm going to do. Extra Zero knows everything.
Yeah, we can either do wheel decide or we can do pick a winner. One of the two.
See, when it comes to actually running things, Extra Zero knows what he's doing. Me, I just sit here and look pretty.
At least I give the impression I know what I'm doing.
Well, let's continue on with the chat.
All right, next up, got Jack Tarlad coming back with a let's go.
Jack Tarlad. We got Tris. Tris, you do have my condolences about your father, and just so you know, I've been through it. So if you need somebody to talk to,
same.
We got DJ Axis hopping in saying, "Hail Legion, hail to you, my dude."
And we got Flagrant Triggers coming back saying, "Do the Metzger Rogan promo for Gary this week." Yeah, I actually won tickets to see Kurt Metzger tonight, but I don't think I can go.
It's because you're running the Legion. You see, the Legion is more important than anything else.
No, it's for later this evening, but I think we just ultimately said we didn't want to go to the comedy club.
All right, well, see if you can get the tickets out there to somebody else, maybe.
Oh, I've sent texts out.
Well, yeah.
So
Gary has been absolutely killing it this week.
Yeah.
We're going to be giving a few shout-outs to some of the shows he's been on as well. Dempsey, a drunken poet, says, hello to you too, my friend. Thanks for hopping in, my dude. Steel Leg of History, shout out to my dude, big supporter and a member of the channel. Hello, how are you doing today? Be blessed. I'm assuming that's been working on setting up my new laptop. Been busy dealing with OBS settings, having trouble with causing lag. Yeah, I don't stream through OBS unless it's a singular, unless it's just me. I don't know why the lag is happening. You'll have to Google that, but I've been seeing you streaming a bit.
Yeah, a lot of gaming streams coming out too.
Keep up the good work, my dude. I may be at work, but I do hop in and watch every now and then.
We got True Pop coming in.
Where are you at, Bieber? You're not here.
True Pop. Howdy, fellas. Oh, sorry, Tris. Yeah, I'm listen, I've been up since like 4:30 and I've been working like a dog. I do apologize. Shout out to Sherry who's dealing with her father. I've been there. Sorry, I try to do a good thing and this blows up on me. What am I gonna do?
Donkey Honky the Mayo Monkey.
Why not? Not want to? LOL. I mean, you can get to. Up to you. Bad Take Bojan says, "Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon." Also, Tris, may your father have a long and happy life. I did not mean to do that.
I sense some memes.
I'm such an asshole. I'm so sorry. Fucking, I'm out of it. I apologize. Anyone else?
Nope, that gets us all caught up on chat.
Okie dokie. So let's get into the community stuff because we've had a lot of stuff happening this week in our community. So let's rock it. Oh, True Pop Culture says, "On my way to Mass, we'll be reading Bible passages to people. May God bless you and your family. Many blessings, man. Keep up the good work."
All right.
Can you go to church with Spider-Man jizz all over you? I didn't know if that was allowed or not.
I'm not sure. Listen, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Normal World. Quarter Black Garrett is a big supporter of the Legion. Great dude. And by the way, Garrett, if you're watching, I want access to some of those files. Stop hoarding assets. I need them. Andrew coming in saying, smash like.
And then Kenzo following that up with, "I'm smoking weed in my shed. Wish me luck." That, I think, deserves a meme. So,
yes.
any memers out
I
there?
wish
Kenzo smoking weed in the shed.
I wish Kenzo all the luck with that. It definitely can be a stressful endeavor, so have fun with your weed smoking.
Kenzo, the only thing I'm offended about is you're not sharing with me. So
Puff, puff, give, man. Puff, puff, give.
So we got this from Normal World saying, "Tune in tonight for an all-new Normal World on YouTube and Blaze TV at 10/9 Central. We have Chad Dukes from Chad Dukes at Prime Time with Alex Stein." This was actually posted a couple days ago, but let's go ahead and give this a play.
what's he wearing? What's he wearing, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that shirt. Look at that shirt. You can get one of those shirts on flagranttriggers.com. Go support the show like Quarter Black Carrot does. Look at that. Keep going. Sorry.
That's also a good meme face,
we
too.
can take a picture with Chad. Well, he's on Skype. What about Alex Stein? He's also not here. And Dave is out. So.
So we don't get played.
But guys, I encourage you to take a screenshot of that picture, separate the background of him sitting on a chair, and go put him up sitting on things. And Steel Leg of History, big shout out to you, man. I see your Twitter post. That is really cool. Shout out to you, my dude.
The sad Pablo Escobar with sad Garrett.
Very well could.
Yeah, on the swing or something. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this week, Dan Vask was kind enough to drop a video of him watching Melody Mac say something that we cannot put on YouTube without getting hit. But we all know Melody Mac. So basically what I did is I removed the background, made it green screen. So guys, go have fun with that. Make sure to tag Dan Vask or drop it in that thread right there so he sees it. Why don't you scroll down a little bit and see what people have been doing with it? Don't play the audio.
Yeah, I'm not going to play the audio.
Look at that one. Anything else?
Nope.
We got Charlie hopping in, doing some good meme work too.
God, that looks like Tim Pool and Sean King had a baby.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
I dropped my own as well on the Friday Night Tights thread. We'll see that a little bit later. Good work, guys. And remember, if you're using
Meme
that
strong.
Clip, meme strong. If you're using that clip, all you got to do is chroma key out the background, and you pretty much can do whatever you want. Now, along with that, let's give a huge shout out to the Unsubscribe podcast. And the reason why I say it's a huge shout out is because, can you move to the second image on that?
Yeah. Here.
So if you guys go to the Unsubscribe podcast show with Nerdrotic, you'll see at the bottom, free to use media. Now, I'm not sure if this is a new thing or an old thing, but it's the first time I'm seeing it. Now, all they do is ask for a tag, which is 100% reasonable. Basically, it's very difficult to know who's okay with you using clips from their shows and who's not. Most people in the fellowship are always fine with it, but you never know when it's outside the fellowship. But they have a Google Drive for people to download and make clips from without any issue. So massive shout out to the Unsubscribe podcast. If you guys are not subscribed to that channel, go subscribe to it. I think it's relatively what do they do? Like once a week? I think they're putting out shows.
Yeah, but once a week, I think.
And it has Brendan Herrera, Donut Operator. It's a rotating cast of people. So go check it out. This was a fantastic episode. And shout out to the gun tubers out there. You guys absolutely rock. Keep me entertained for hours. Gun meme review with Brendan Herrera is one of my favorite things to watch. So shout out to him. So go back to the next thing, the first image. So I have CapCut and I pay for the Pro. And funny enough, they have a feature now that has translation from English, Japanese, and Chinese. So I was just playing around with it, and I made Nerdrotic speak Japanese. I'm not sure how good my Japanese is. I don't know any Japanese. But why don't we play it and watch Nerdrotic speak Japanese? Audio's not working.
Here, let me try again. StreamYard is acting up because I did select play audio. So let's see. Let's see if this works.
It's gonna be like the Google Translate Star Wars. I hate you. Oh.
でいます。ゲームメディア、エンターテインメントメディアはすべてアクティビズムになっています。したがって彼らはすべてをフレーム化します。すべてのレビュー、すべての記事のようにアメリカの歴史についての物語を書いているとします。それは今とどのように関係していますか？例えばあなたが知っているように、あなたは植民地主義者を暴露しているのですか？それともその
Well, I know what I'm doing next time Mazza goes on a really long rant.
So this is AI generated, right?
Yeah, it's AI generated, and it sounds like they're using his voice, his proper voice to like.
それが何であるかを示す代わりに何が起こったのかを伝え
Have
た
you
い
tried
だけ
doing it
です。
with other language like Russia or
I only saw 3 languages on there. It was probably because I was doing it on mobile.
Which ones?
There's English, Chinese, and Japanese from the mobile. But my phone, until I get a new phone, my tools are a bit limited because I have a giant white line just going down my screen, so I can't really see anything. But yeah, I thought that was super cool, and yeah, just go have fun with it, and go to the Unsubscribe channel. Go watch the Nerdrotic episode. If you want to use any of the clips, just be sure to tag them. If you want to tag the Legion in it, that's up to you. We'll definitely reshare it out. Have fun with it. It's also great practice if you guys want to get into like editing and memeing. When people give you like free content to use, go use it. Go exercise your muscles and have fun with it. What's the next thing we have?
So this one comes from the Epic Verse, and this is
yes, big shout out to Epic. Epic Mike and the Epic Verse, big supporters of our show, and they're doing some great work. So we have a drop right here of a scene. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but I want you to go to the Epic Verse's Twitter to go check it out. Why don't you play the last?
So before I play this clip,
a little further back. There you go. No.
All right. So I think this is what Mike showed to us the last time he was on. I don't think you were on, but I recognize a little bit. So you're in for a treat if you haven't seen this yet. So let's give it a play.
Loading. Takes forever.
Yo,
Oh,
Yeah.
yay, Twitter video.
we're loading.
Bear with me.
Loading and just
I
keep
love
on
Twitter.
loading. Twitter, we're going to make a song for you called Loading.
Oh,
Your
we
videos.
reloading.
Oh,
Let's try again. Now that I've reloaded the page.
The line is a DigiShider issue from Bang Impact. If you're tech savvy, get a new screen and boom. You know what? In my area, I did get a new screen because I dropped it and shattered it, and they did not put it on properly, which is why my front camera absolutely sucks. So I'm just gonna get a new phone. My Pixel 4 is very old anyway, so I may as well.
It was upgrade time.
Yeah.
All right. Now I've got this up. It should work. Wow.
All right. Well, you know what? Go to their Twitter to go check out the video. Go support the Epic Verse. Go support indie creators because they're the ones who are actually going to be rising soon.
There we go. Maybe we can get it.
Okay, here we go. Nice.
Yeah, so he showed us a little bit of reflection behind the scenes, and it's looking pretty damn good. Like that, I was very impressed by the production values that Mike and the team at the Epicverse have going on there.
And Trist, I just saw your meme. You realize I'm also Indian, right?
Able to do your own technical support. I don't know why you lazy bastard can't fix your own shit.
No, my family's from Calcutta. So let's continue on with the community.
Well, that takes us right into our Friday Night Tights memes.
Oh, yes, my favorite part.
Yeah,
Friday
let's
Night
go ahead
Tights,
and,
meme thread review, everybody. Let's get going.
Yes.
Make sure we have audio here. And It's a Gundam was their guest last night. And starting off, we get this one from Release the McCracken saying, I've got an idea for a new shirt. Featuring X-Ray Girl.
Please bring me cock.
We also get this one from Release the McCracken saying, I know Chrissy Mayer feels left out, so here's gender swap Star Trek. I don't know if the audio is safe here. I haven't screened.
I can
face
see the
swap's
period
pretty good
starting.
We get this one from Release the McCracken saying, found this at a yard sale. How much should I ask for? From core member, more receipts, Perry Chan's job interview.
I can't wait to get to Vegas so I can meet all these guys. Like, I'm so excited, guys.
Also from core member, looks like we have Gary Sweeney going on here.
Okay, guys, I want you to use this in your next thumbnail. Whatever video you guys are about to make, put this in your next thumbnail. Let's see how this goes.
Has ruined Sydney Sweeney for me forever. Or well, until the next time I see a picture of Sydney Sweeney, I guess.
We get from core member Frankie Chrissy welcome their new family member.
Emotional damage.
Also from core member,
Holy fuck!
I guess this was what happened when you translated Gary, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I should have done that. That was a lost opportunity on there.
Also from core member.
Oh my god. And just so you know, the Friday Night Tights from yesterday was age restricted because it was that good, but also that off the rails.
Then we get from
Oh, wow.
Now, if only he had put Justin Bieber in there.
Yeah, you know, Ben. I know people.
Well, I mean, Ben Shapiro now does have a rap career. I'm a #1 rapper, so
this is true.
I fit in here perfectly. P Diddy, give me a call.
Puff Daddy is the superior rapper. Everyone knows that Puff Daddy is the #1 record executive in rap. Notorious B.I.G. better than Tupac.
From what I know about Ben Shapiro, because I know people who actually like knew him and went to school with him, he was not popular in the least. He's getting picked on like nobody's business.
Biggest shock I've ever heard right there.
It was from what I hear, it was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Core member, wait, my whitey sense is tingling.
We're not sure. Whitey sense.
I can't tell if that's a real picture or AI.
It's AI with a face swap, probably.
Yeah. Then we get from Joe, the Uber Geek.
Very nice.
Gary
Uber
watching
Geek.
Doctor Who.
Very, very nice, Uber Geek.
Ryan Kinnell's G Unit.
Where? Yeah, open the picture. I don't. Is his face?
Oh,
on
does it? Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Wow, what a svelte looking man.
Yes. A pimp.
It kind of looks like an episode of Scooby Doo where it's just Az wearing a rubber mask.
He is the pimp on a blimp.
The G Unit represent from Release the McCracken.
Oh no.
Oh, he does get white goo all over New York City, so it makes sense.
Squirting all over.
From core member X-Ray Girl is Shogun. Release McGregor says, I'm standing up. 4 gamer words burns a bridge. I have matches. We ride at dawn. From Release McGregor, how Kong got his groove back. The Star Wars fire sale's upcoming. Own a piece of the. I won't be shocked if they actually do that.
Probably, yeah, like selling off assets, maybe.
Yeah. So that was a Microsoft Edge screenshot from Release the
Why
McGregor.
are so many hidden from you? Is it because you got blue?
I have no clue.
Probably.
So
that's weird. Because none of mine have shown up yet on your. Did mine suck? That my memes are sucking, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do better. If you say it, do better.
Exactly. That's
the one you got.
I don't understand. How is that hidden? And it's like 161 likes. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh, Master got me working.
This one literally hits a little close to home. Mr. Black, not by me, but I thought it was funny. P. Diddy, wannabe rappers buttholes.
He got ushered in.
Oh, bro. Oh yeah.
There we go.
This should be fine to
Okay.
play audio as.
Oh.
Hey, big shout out to Mo Zamboni. Hail to the Legion of Memers. Hail to you and thank you for the $2. Don't play music on that. When it goes to the loading screen, then go ahead and play it. But big shout out to Mo Zamboni, my dude. You've been killing it in the meme game. Keep it up, my dude. Because apparently it's a gun gum gets the whiskey shits. Okay, calm down. But yeah. Oh my god. Here we go.
She is that in her bio. She's a monster.
Yeah. Or Sully.
Oh yes, everybody. Go play that from the beginning.
Oh, the only thing I know, the only thing I want in my ass is Sean.
What?
I had to clip that. That was too gold not to do. Very nice. I like this a lot. I look at. I didn't see the Ryan's face on that. Yeah, I made it. So you anybody who's offended by it, go fuck off. I thought this was pretty funny.
From Alf.
Oh my god, dude. Of course, Mo, man. You absolutely killing it. I love your work, dude. Oh my god.
The Catalina wine mixer is gonna be so lit, though. Oh.
Oh my god, guys. I'm not. Did you guys watch Friday Night Tights last night? The whole thing?
No, I did not.
Bro, Gary was having such a hard time reading super chats yesterday.
Some of those were written very poorly.
It's so guys, please don't torture me with misspelled chats and when you turn on YouTube for movies and games instead, you get Game Black, Sex, and Lizzo.
Hey, she quit.
See, this is
He
my
did.
problem.
We're talking about that too.
I turn on my YouTube for Gay Black Sex and Lizzo, and I get video games. I got it all turned around.
And let's see.
That's pretty much it on the memes.
All right.
Great jobs on the memes, guys. Remember, I always recommend when you're making memes for a show to drop it in the thread for the show if it's up there. It's a great way to support the shows you love. It's a great way to also get in practice for memeing because the memeing leads to editing and leads to bigger and better things. So no matter where you are in your journey, you can always start in the thread for the Legion of Memers. I did drop my CapCut link. It doesn't do too much. There's no bonus, but it does give me extra memory. So if you guys are thinking about using CapCut, getting into it, please use that link. It does help me. What else we got?
Well, that's it for community. We can move into topics, or we can give Creamnado a quick spotlight. Because you're relatively
give Cream a quick spotlight so people know where to find him and what he typically makes.
Yeah. I usually do live streams. We've been playing a lot of finals actually over on my YouTube and my Kick. Been getting back into that game. They updated it, fixed a lot of the problems it had, and it's a free game too, so it's you're never gonna have too much of a problem getting people in that game. But just basically been working hard on doing the live streams, working on some videos, doing stuff with Lethal and Mazza. John Connor's right there. Now that man's the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Well, what got you into streaming? I know you were very, very prominent in the chats and involved with Lethal and Maz and the Full Aussie folks over on Twitter. And you've been a guest over on Side Scrollers. You've been a regular on Gronking. How'd you get into this, and how'd you get involved with all those guys?
So it's funny. I went to school for radio broadcasting, which the radio industry is kind of dead. So that was a little bit of a dumb move on my part. But I thought in my head, well, the logical move is I enjoyed doing radio, and what I enjoyed was just talking. I like talking. It's like, okay, well, I can talk for free. I have a computer. I like to play games. Let's just talk to people and talk about playing games. And then I did a little bit of what do they call it? Shit posting for a while. But then I kind of was like, no, I think I know what I want to do here. I want to talk about things I enjoy, whether that's movies, music, games. I just want to kind of there's a lot of negativity, I find. And I kind of want to focus more on the positives of things. And it's not always 100% possible, right?
Right.
If let's say Stellar Blade, for example, there are a lot of people who aren't liking that. I could go into it being like, I think the game's going to be good, and then I play it and I don't like it. So obviously you're going to have things where it's like that. But for the most part, I want to focus on some stories people aren't talking about and positives, good things.
I get that, trying to turn the perspectives around from hating everything to just talking about things you enjoy.
Yeah, there's a lot of, we still all enjoy the hobby, so you can't, if you go into it negatively, people are going to want to leave the hobby. They're going to want to leave the space and be hopeless and be blackpilled. So it's good to have people that are highlight, because there's still, it's funny, there's a lot of bad stuff coming out, but I think for every bad game there's a good game that nobody's talking about, and that's primarily a game. And I like that you guys have struck a really good balance on Gronking outside of the insanity that is Mr. Mazza, who we all know and love. I think you, Lethal, and even I got to give Maz credit because he does talk about games that are good as well. And I know you guys were really singing the praises of Helldivers, and Helldivers has come out to be a huge hit. And I first heard the hype for it with you guys. So.
Yeah, and I remember this was before I joined the show. Palworld, they were the first people that I heard talking about that game, and it became this huge phenomenon for about a month there. And Lethal Moz are really good at finding games that people aren't quite talking about yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they get enough credit for that. They're very, very good at aggregating all this information that's on the internet and finding really important stories that nobody else is talking about.
Yeah. And, there's kind of a sense that that's how it used to be back in the day. That's why we turned, before independent media existed, we would turn to gaming magazines to find these games that we never heard about, that were, from developers, publishers that were either brand new or unknown, and the gaming magazines would do a good job of highlighting a lot of those games.
I used to love gaming magazines because they give you the disc with the samples of a whole bunch of
demo
games.
discs. Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
I can't tell, fine, I didn't actually go and buy the game, but I played the demos to death. And I played them with my pops. Man, those are some good times. I miss that time of video game era.
Yeah, it's a shame that we don't have I miss the demo disc just because there was even on full release games. I remember I'm looking over. I have the disc actually down here in my basement. Tomb Raider for the PlayStation. There was demos on that game for a couple different games that come out, and I think I, as a kid, played the demos more than the actual game.
Yeah, Tony Hawk was one of the big demos that I really remember playing, putting serious hours and just getting obsessed with getting a perfect run in that warehouse. I think that was a Pizza Hut demo, so that was like a double win back when Pizza Hut was still good. And then not only do you get pizza, you get a fun slice of PlayStation games to test out.
I remember there was a bike game that I got where you can basically the fall physics where the guy flails about. So I would try and make the fall as great as possible.
Is that maybe Dave Mira?
I don't even remember, man. I remember playing with my dad.
Yeah.
It was really good times.
Yeah. But it's there's a lot to be said about in this space. I know we tend to complain about a lot of stuff, but I just want to say how invaluable it is to have a place where people can go to actually hear about stuff that's coming out. You guys rightfully criticize the bad stuff going on, but I think one of the great things about the gaming show that you guys put on, and I think I've said this to Lethal on this side too, that I love the fact that you guys are highlighting the good stuff coming out and putting stuff on my radar that I wasn't aware of. And, I've kind of started making more of a move to PC gaming. I got a nice PC back in the end of last year. And, the PC space is kind of like the Wild West right now. And there's so much stuff coming out there and a lot of stuff that's coming out from AA and indie. And I think you guys are doing a really good job of curating that and putting stuff on people's radars. And it's been awesome to watch. And I appreciate the input and the insight that you guys provide. So, it's awesome to see and really keep it up.
Oh, thank you for that, man. It means a lot. Yeah, it's a hard thing too because of the internet, everything's so scattered. Even like, let's say, film and television, it's impossible really to watch everything or
Yeah.
to know about everything. And with games, I think it's 20 times harder because you have like one-man development teams working on stuff. You have games that you have to go to a specific website to purchase, not
Right.
Steam or
Yeah.
GOG or Epic. So it does make it hard, but the nice thing is it's also kind of easy because all this information is out there. And if you really look for something, you'll find it. And that's the benefit right now. Yes, AAA is in a really bad place, but with developments in game engines and all so many other things, it's so much easier to find good games than back in the day. Yes, you had like all your AAAs, but if like, let's say for example, let's say Tony Hawk was a bad game, right? If you had went and bought that game, what else was coming out that time? You
Right.
probably had to wait a month for another game. Now it's like you can refund it and then you can go find something else out there.
Yeah, and on top of that too, you now can go in and look at what individual users say. I mean, Steam does a really good job of curation, but I think ultimately too, sometimes word of mouth works because the thing that curation's great in principle, but still you have bots coming out and God, I was I didn't add it to the docket, but Master TDS has been going through and really exposing a lot of these bots that are coming out. And I saw a PlayStation targeted ad the other day for the Joker content in Suicide Squad, and you click on it, it's like bots that are celebrating the game, like nice graphics, looks fun, can't wait to play it. And all these accounts were made in like February, March, January. They're all brand new accounts, and it's definitely getting nuts out there. So it is good to have people that are kind of like taking the place. And that's why I brought up the analogy with like old gaming mags, to see like people that are doing dedicated gaming channels where you guys are talking about this stuff, highlighting it. I think for the most part, you guys, the stuff you're talking about is stuff that you've actually looked into. You're not seeing it for the first time. You guys come in and bring a lot of insight. And, I just want to definitely see more of that in the space. I did bookmark that tweet, and let me show you guys just how bad it is in this space, where these comments, man. So here, you have comments like the game was dead on arrival, people are still playing the game, but this game, OMG, visuals are stunning. Let's see, relatively new account, AI logo. Again, visuals are stunning. Another one. And that's probably a new one. That's a bot account. But yeah, all these bots are nuts. This one has made several comments.
Speaking of bots, the Master of TDS, if you go to his Twitter, he's absolutely rocking it at calling out the bots.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Here's that post. Visuals are stunning. You're going to see a lot of these. Visuals are stunning. This looks like fun. And if you click on a lot of these are like accounts that are all made in like the last 6 months, AI out the ass. Yep. So it's nuts what's going on.
Well, the great thing about this is all these companies are so lazy that it's not to the point where it really convinces anyone when they take more of a 2-second look at this stuff, right?
Yeah, this guy gets it. So many verified bots.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing too. Like, I think people aren't stupid. When they see someone just be like, "Whoa, the visuals on like a DLC," and they say 30 people see that, 30 people saying that, they're gonna look at that and they're gonna be like, "Okay," but like, it's not like it's some fucking like ad for NBA 2K and all of a sudden it like, oh my god, it's like LeBron James is standing in my room.
Right.
It's nothing crazy like that. So people look at that and they're like, oh, okay, well, you're just being stupid. And also like the benefit of doing a live stream, right, is you don't really have a limit on how long. Your limit is your schedule.
Mhm.
So if you really want to go in depth on a problem, you're able to like fully explain what you think is wrong, why you think it's wrong, what they could have done better. As opposed to like on Twitter, for example, where you're limited by characters and you
Yeah.
just say it's bad.
Well, plus you also can engage with the chat too, because I think that you guys are very interactive with the chat, and see if someone says, "Well, hey, can you elaborate on that?" You have that interactive element where you can go into details and you can get a little bit more, I guess, granular, if you will, into why you think or feel a certain way. And you guys also debate stuff too, because not everybody's going to feel the same. I think that I think Stellar Blade, for instance, is going to be a game people either love or hate, based off of my experience with the demo and talking to friends.
From everything I'm saying, people are loving it.
I mean,
they're loving the physics.
Yeah.
The jiggling physics.
I was in the Melee Games Discord last night. I was like, guys, it didn't click for me. And James was feeling the same way. But it's like an agree to disagree space. I'd love to get back to that, where back in the old days, like something like Wave Race 64 would come out, and the Nintendo diehards weren't trying to oust you from the fandom just because you didn't like Wave Race 64 or Pilot Wings. We could disagree and still be friends. It's just this polarization in the gaming space now is nuts.
I wanted to bring this chat up real quick. Shield of Dragon says you guys are the PSYOP arm of the front lines of the culture war. Memes can reach farther, faster than articles and even live streams. Yeah,
that's true.
It's completely unintentional. We just make memes of the things we like and things we enjoy. And if it rockets, it rockets. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But definitely memes are the way to go. They tell a story. And you don't have to read an entire fucking essay to understand it. That's why the left completely sucks at memes. And the propaganda right isn't great at it either. So, thanks, man. Appreciate you. What we got next, Extra Zero?
Well, we can either pivot to something that Mr. Grant Gregory has made, or we can continue the gamer talks here.
Let's give a shout out to Mr. Grant Gregory and bring that up.
Yeah, I got it. So let me also make sure this video is not playing. There we go. All right. So from Mr. Grant Gregory, he writes, 2024 is going to be a crazy year. And he's showing that people are making $50,000 a month creating AI models, but you can also create AI models in 1 minute. And he goes through to show you how. So
shout out to Grant for sharing his knowledge for absolutely free. It's something I encourage everybody who actually knows how to meme, make videos, or do whatever. This helps the community out a lot, and it also brings people's ideas to life. So if you guys know things, feel free to share how you do it.
Chat's going to be having a field day with this topic.
Oh yeah, so I definitely recommend taking this and go have some fun with it. Create what you want to create. I want to see some, and don't forget to tag the Legion of Memers and Mr. Grant. Shout out to him, co-host on the Midweek Hump. Great dude. Keep up the good work. Has helped me immensely in my journey.
Now, I will say, this looks more like if Elliot Page was a biological man.
Yeah, I was about to say I 100% do not look like that with my shirt off.
I don't know how we pivot from Elliot Page to you not looking like that with your shirt off, but here we are.
That's not the transition I would have gone with, but yeah.
There is. Can you check private real quick? There's some breaking news.
Yeah.
Not breaking news. I think it would have done the originally way back, but it didn't
not
happen.
breaking, but something everybody wanted at the beginning, and now they promise to give us it this time.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Me too. But so for those of you who don't know, Star Wars is on the down. So basically, they're doing their best to try and bring hype back up for the new movies coming out. I don't think necessarily it's going to work because they've created too much ill will amongst actual fans. But Extra Zero, why don't you bring that up so people can see it?
Yeah, so this comes from Screen Rant, and Daisy Ridley would love her next Star Wars movie to finally fulfill a 9-year-old promise. This is interesting because John Boyega has openly said he's not interested in working with Disney anymore after he was done dirty. And I mean, look, I agree. We all wanted Finn to be the Jedi. I think, you know, he was probably the most compelling character from the sequel trilogy, and he just was sidelined. It's unfortunate that they're trying to bait him into this. I think that's what it is. Because I mean, Daisy Ridley has said, she was on that morning I forget which show it was, but she's like, oh, they pitched the story to me, it's wonderful, but I haven't read a script yet. And they're just making this shit up as they go along. It's as obvious as it was back when they were doing the sequel trilogy. So I don't like this whole idea of, hey, we've got nothing. We need to, you know, people like John Boyega, we need to dangle a carrot to get him back. And what are they going to do to stop the way China portrays him or treats him? You know, probably nothing. What are they going to do to guarantee that he's not going to be sidelined? Nothing. And do they even have any goodwill left that if they were to be like, hey, Finn's going to be a Jedi in this, well, does anybody have the desire to see it?
Well, not only that, I feel like he's not coming back. He doesn't feel like it. He's gonna come back.
You know, also these movies, and I think at this point, you know, he's had 3 films. He's kind of a legacy character at this point, even though the sequel trilogy is relatively new. This franchise has a bad track record for how it treats legacy characters. I mean, they make him a Jedi. What's his guarantee he's not going to get Qui-Gon in the first movie?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem that I see with the Disney sequels, as opposed to, you know, the other 6 films, is a lack of vision.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happens when you get these big properties that they buy is, well, they spend all that money on Star Wars. You got to make that money back. So what do? You got to make a sequel instead of it being like a organic story. They also do this thing of we can't take stuff from, you know, extended universe. We can't take stuff from books that are written. We have to put our own twist on it. We have to make it our own. And that's just purely from a career standpoint. We've seen that with the Halo show. We've seen that with every property. Even stuff like, I don't know, RoboCop reboot. Well, somebody has to put their own spin on it, right? Because you can't just put out what's there. People are going to be like, well, you didn't do anything. When in reality, I think it's a lot more endearing to the fans when you take what people love about Star Wars, put it into this package, and put it out there for all of us.
That's like what I'm worried about. They're talking about rebooting the Never-Ending Story. Why?
Yeah.
That movie's fine as it is.
Well, it's,
you know,
creative.
that's going to be a little black girl, and the nothingness will be whiteness. You know that's what they're going to do to it.
It won't be good.
No.
I'm not a big fan of reboots. I know, I mean, reboots can be good, right? Or remakes can be also good. Like, we all love Wizard of Oz, right? That's a great film. It's an amazing film, but it's technically a remake. The one we're all thinking of, Judy Garland.
Mm-hmm.
But what did they do? They stayed true to the source material, and they made a really good quality product. So remakes can be good. It's just the people who are doing them now are trying to go so wildly from the source material that they end up getting lost. And you can tell when you watch this stuff, it doesn't feel the same. And it's because they're not sure what they're doing.
You know, I've always loved this meme. Instead of remaking great movies, they should remake bad movies that are based off of good stories but not meet exceptions. I mean, that's Scarface, that's The Fly, that's The Thing.
Mhm.
You know, instead of like shitting on beloved franchises because they're creatively bankrupt, why not take stuff that, like this says, didn't really meet expectations? You know, whether it be because of a financial reason or just, hey, one actor just couldn't bring in the performance, and there's been plenty of those even back in the 80s, you know, and just, hey, we really like this concept but it missed the mark, and let's do that, because most people are going to be, you know, if you're working with something that's not a classic, people aren't going to be familiar. They're going to have the perception that it's a fresh idea. Instead, you're resuscitating something that just, you know, never found its footing. And I've always liked that idea.
Here's a good example of that. A modern example. What's probably the biggest movie that's come out this year so far?
Dune 2.
Yeah, most people don't know about the Frank Herbert novels. I'm a fan of the novels. I love them. They're weird, but I just love them a lot. But people kind of knew there was the David Lynch film. And the David Lynch film I love. I do love it. It's weird. I like David Lynch a lot too. But honestly, I think a lot of people look at this new Dune remakes and they say, that's it. That's what we want. We wanted this in the 80s and we couldn't get it then due to a multitude of reasons. Now we're getting it now. And that's a perfect example of what that, you know, what you're saying.
Yeah. There's a lot of 80s horror movies too that I think could be remade that just kind of were too corny for their time, but were neat concepts. Like Basket Case comes to mind. You know, there was I guess I don't know if this one would be a Sacred Cow or not, but Scanners would be another one. I think, you know, even though Michael Ironside's performance in that is awesome.
Well, look at the entire Canon Films output in the 80s and 90s. There was a lot of good stories there, but obviously it was Canon, and they either would overproduce it or under budget it, usually both. So there's a ton of material in the Canon Films pantheon that would be great movies now, especially if like the action movies with newer filming techniques and things that they could do with it. There's a lot of gems in there that could really be good.
Yeah. I think there's also an opportunity to update stuff that, like, it's dependent upon the time. Like Last Starfighter, I think would definitely make sense. War Games would make sense to update, you know, because if you go back and rewatch that, hey, that's not exactly how the internet and games work, you know. But I mean, you could definitely do Last Starfighter, where it's about a free to play game, and that's how they recruit people, you know, and change that around. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. The Wizard has always been a cult movie. I think, you know, instead of taking the classics, they should focus on cult movies. And going back to the lack of vision, it's just so funny to me that, like, Kevin Smith, of all people, was one of the most prominent voices talking about the lack of vision in Star Wars. You know, often accused, I'm beating a dead horse, but he's often accused George Lucas of writing the prequel trilogy over a weekend in his bathtub. And meanwhile, he's like riding the dick of Disney Star Wars and crying over everything. And yet he's not saying anything about them having a lack of vision or cohesion. It's so surreal to me. Whereas like 20 years ago, he'd be like, they're just making up rules about how the Force works now in real time.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Don't ever learn.
So let me just put a reminder out there. We will be doing a raffle for the Friday Night Tights jacket at the, you know what, I'm just going to do it live at the end of the show. And just so you know, this is for U.S. folks only, because that's all I had the budget for, and I'm not sure if they're shipping outside the U.S. right now. So if you don't see your name on the raffle wheel when we bring it up at the end of the show, it's because I know you're not within the U.S. Hope we might, depending on you know, our members and how we're doing, we might do one once they go international, but no promises on that.
Well, In the meantime, if you get me a text list of all of the US-based members, I can get Wheel Decide set up.
I have spin the wheel up.
Yes, spin the wheel. Okay, so you got it already. Good deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take it back to gaming. So, Cream, I know you guys have been talking about this quite a bit, but for the audience that doesn't know, BGG, Black Girl Gamers, is one of the consultancy groups. They worked on Forspoken. They're getting a lot of press now because apparently Gothlix was a community member of theirs, and they are joining that Gamergate 2.0, and I say that in quotation marks, as did they. Which is funny. The amount of harassment we've received due to this, quote, Gamergate 2 is not surprising. Gamers that thought the industry revolved around them and their comforts are now realizing that it doesn't. We've had emails, comments, threats, but you know what? We're not going anywhere. And D-Day Cobra chimed in with their quote, gamers that thought the industry revolved around them and their comforts are realizing, no, it doesn't. The tweet says it all. What do you guys think about this?
I think they may have stepped in some shit that they weren't ready for. And they're suffering that blowback now. Apparently, this was a Facebook group before it was anything else. And now they're getting hit with a whole bunch of stuff, and they're trying to cease and desist people.
Wait till Sunday, like with Valiant Renegade and WDW Poe, discuss this topic involving Black Girl Gamers, because it's going to be pretty big when they go after them hard.
Yeah, I don't think they know what they're in for. I think they wanted the virtue signal, and then they said, what were they saying? They only hire people of color, women.
Well, she said something very specific where she said, she said two things. One, we have a team of mostly people of color. In fact, we don't have any white people on the team. And she said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that the only way to feel safe is to be surrounded by people who are just like you. Which Gothic's, for people that don't know Gothic's timeline, this was actually a turning point for her. And I do want to say, for anybody that's upset with this group, don't go after them. Don't send them. Harass them.
Yeah, don't bug them, because they're going to create their own problems more than you could do anything. And you're just giving them more ammo to be like, look, people are racist, bigots, whatever.
Those evil white gamers.
Those white gamers, they need to be put away.
I think the one thing too that's very altruistic and I appreciate about Gothix is that she said that, like, look, I had a wake up moment and so can they. And she's hopeful that these people will see what they're doing and how they're being exclusionary, and she's very hopeful that they can change and see the error of their ways. I just think it's interesting that they're taking something that used to be very unifying, and I've thought back that I've been friends with people my entire life who have been of all races, all genders, all creeds. And gaming was always a unifying thing. Nobody was saying that I need to see myself in this game. I mean, I've talked about how, Ben Reilly being my favorite Spider-Man, and a friend of mine who's black saying, like, well, I don't understand why Miguel O'Hara isn't, because you have the same genetic makeup as him. And I'm like, yeah, that's racist. We're able to find characters that resonate with us. I mean, when I was growing up, Mario wasn't considered white, believe it or not. Italians were not considered white in the 80s. He was considered ethnic. He was considered an ethnic minority. And everybody loved Mario. Everybody. And it's crazy to me that we're taking something that brought people together and putting labels on it and being divisive. And it's no different than people drawing party lines with politics. And I understand that entertainment is down, or politics is downstream from entertainment, but it's becoming a big problem, if you ask me. And people are trying to create, to substitute religion. They're creating these pseudo religions out of identity.
And I think the more they fight it and the more they try and harass regular people, the more spotlight's going to be put on all of this.
Yeah.
So part of me just wants to encourage them to continue down the path that they're on. because I feel like that's gonna actually there is a black.
We are all Black Girl gamers.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, in a Legion, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, as long as you do good work. That's what matters. And I think people are missing the point in these video game things. If you guys do a good job, then you should be getting hired. That's how this shit works.
Well, it's funny. If you watched It's a Gundam's video on Black Girl Gamers, I highly recommend everybody do. He talks about their game Validate. Did you guys hear about that game?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
Yeah.
Tiny bit of it. Yes.
It's
that on Gronking. It was horrific.
Yeah. Now, did you see where they got mad at the game or at the gamers? So these people are constantly talking about representation and feeling comfortable being represented. And, they're all about in-group preference. And I don't advocate for the ways of thinking, but they got upset that the bulk of players, which, again, they're going to talk about how the bulk of players and the bulk of gamers, it's a white male down. Guess what people wanted to play as is the white guy. And they got upset that the bulk of people playing the game were playing as the white guy. But you want to talk about people feeling represented, and yet then people are playing with the character that looks like them. And you're upset at them?
Yeah.
Hold on. Trish brings up her point. Trish says, unless you're Indian, then Soups can't tell.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between my own people. I apologize.
You just buckle down and get your computer science degree. None of this would be a problem.
No, fun fact, Trish. Fun fact. Because my entire family is Indian and they speak the Queen's English, when I was younger, I had to go to speech therapy because I ended up speaking like them. You might have fun with that one.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this is here's the thing I don't get. So in their tweet, literally saying basically saying their audience doesn't matter, where I don't know. Personally, I think the audience is probably the most important part of it. If you are trying to make a piece of art, you at least want people to see it. You're not making it just to put it out into the void. You like for example with this stream, you guys aren't just making it and then not letting people know that it's happening. You promote it. You want people to come in, see, and enjoy what you're trying to create. That's a natural thing, and that's good.
Right.
But you also have respect for the people watching. Like, well, maybe not Kenzo. I don't know. Maybe not him. But
Kenzo's normally on. He's dealing with moving. So
I thought he was dealing with the weed shed right now, but
he can do both.
He's listening to Wu-Tang.
Doesn't mean he can't
shed.
be proactive. He's sitting
I'm
there being Soups, I'm not getting out of this fucking chair.
Soups moved house and now melted into this lawn chair.
Somebody make a Kenzo in a chair with the chair just absorbing him. Maybe.
Just basically put his face on what was that Jordan Peele movie?
Get out.
Get out, yeah, where the guy's like sinking in the chair, make that Kenzo.
Yeah, I think honestly this is a problem with most of the consultants that you end up seeing. I don't know necessarily if the politics is even the biggest problem. I think it's the mindset of we know better than you, whereas opposed to back in the day it was, how do we get you a product that you're going to enjoy?
Yeah.
It's the art of advertising and the art of creating a product that people enjoy. And I think people have lost their ways a bit.
Right.
I'm confident we're going to get back soon. I think we're on our way back. It's a messy fucking road.
Yeah, the pendulum is swinging.
Well, I think you said something, Cream, you said something on Gronkin that really resonated with me, where you said that when somebody's poisoning a river, people don't stand around and get, oh man, this poison, this is awful, and stop what they're doing just to bitch and moan about the poison. No, they go upstream and try and figure out where that poison came from. I have theories on where it's coming from, and I personally think that the people that are investing the money, who are also pushing this messaging, they're doing it intentionally to devalue these brands, so down the line they can take ownership of them. I think that's what's happening, and I think that we're seeing this purge happen, and they know that normal people don't like this. They know that normal people are opposed to this, and they're stopping they're purchasing. I think this is all by design, and we're seeing all these layoffs happen, and then there's going to be naturally there's going to be a fire sale of these studios. We just saw, with Gearbox, for example. And
that was a crazy one because Endeavor bought Gearbox, the makers of Borderlands, that series. They bought them for about $1.3 billion and sold them for $400 million.
Yeah,
they lost almost $1 billion off of that, and 2K just acquires the studio that they were already publishing the games for.
Right.
So now they are able to bring them in house and be like, well, all right.
Right. And that's maybe part of it too, where they're like, hey, push this stuff, push this messaging, and then they know that it's going to devalue it, then they can absorb. And then, there are more people pushing that ESG money. Yeah, it was easy to get. Grums was saying, yeah, this was the easiest to get money during COVID. And I think that this was maybe always the plan, because prior to COVID, we were seeing this push for messaging. And it just so happened to be that COVID was a great way for them to accelerate what they were doing and accelerate that funding and get these companies. And it's not exclusive to gaming. It's not exclusive to movies or TV. I mean, this goes into marketing. You see what Advil's doing with Pain Equity. It's the medicinal fields. It's everything down to gyms, with Planet Fitness and all. And it's not just Planet Fitness. It's everybody. It's every corporation that's taking this money, is pushing this messaging that nobody wants, and nobody's asking the question, why is it being pushed, and why is Larry Fink pushing this messaging? And I'm sure that by the end of the year, you won't even be able to say his name. And it's interesting now too that DEI is being slowly shifted into being a slur. Have you guys noticed that with like the Key Bridge incident?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to get crazier in the year. And we're probably also going to have to self-censor a bit more as we get closer and closer to the election, unfortunately. But
I will say this. Gaming, we see the problems with financing in gaming. The problem with financing is everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm not a financial expert. I'll say that right now. From what I've gathered is, after 2008, after that, interest rates were really, really low.
Mm-hmm.
We've had pretty low interest rates since 2008 up until 2020. Well, what happens is companies are like, well, we can pay back a pretty low interest rate. That's fine. So they keep taking money and money and money and money. Look at all the tech companies, Uber, Lyft. Those companies don't ever really make a big profit.
Yeah.
But they're huge companies because they were able to take out all this loan, and they have a lot of debt. So what happened in 2020 was the interest rates started to go up, and companies had budgeted to pay a certain amount. At the same time, you see companies like Tencent, one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, based in China. They do a lot of mobile games, but they're top 3. They started pulling investments back. They started pulling back because there was problems in China, especially in the real estate market. So now, for example, let's look at Ubisoft. Higher interest rates, lower investments. You're in for a really bad time, and games are slumping.
Yeah.
So that's happening everywhere. We see it with commercial real estate. There's a bubble that may burst with that. So it's just a problem with people not being smart with their finances.
All right. And these bloated productions. I mean, you guys were talking about Helldivers the other day, how Arrowhead talked about how they're not going to add additional staff because they know that they would just have to fire them. And meanwhile, with Blizzard, there were, am I correct, 9,000 people that worked on Diablo 4?
Yeah. 9,000 people. Because they just started taking dev teams. They were just like, oh, you did the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake? Okay, so that studio, you're going to work on Diablo 2 now. And then they moved the people from Diablo 2 to Diablo 4, and it's a waste of people.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's just kind of nuts to me too that they can't get the spending under control. That they're, they have all these jobs in-house that are non-jobs. And, I was looking through the stuff on the GDC. I missed when you guys were talking about that, but how many of the panels at GDC were actually about innovating gameplay? Everything to me seemed like they're more focused on the narratives, and that's to take it back to PC. It's like the nice thing we're seeing on PC is everything's focused on, for the most part, focused on making a fun game and the gameplay. Meanwhile, like when it comes to console and it comes to AAA, everybody's so focused on the story, on the cinematics, on this, that, and the other, but nobody's like, hey, play our game because it's fun. And that's one of the things that
they want to be prestige.
Yeah.
You know how like you have your big prestige movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what AAA is trying to be, right? AAA is going to be your Paul Thomas Anderson film, right? Which is a shame, because I think even if they do the narrative stuff, I think some narrative games can be really, really good. It's just, I don't want that in every game. I play games to interact with it. I don't want to just sit there and be like, oh, hold up, I gotta mash the X button real quick. Oh, I get a 20-minute cutscene I can't skip. Like, that's not fun. I would just rather watch it as a film.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like, why isn't it just being made into films? Why? It just seems to me like a whole bunch of failed filmmakers have decided, like, hey, yeah, if we can't make the movies we want to make, we'll take it to gaming. And that's I don't think that's the right avenue. I mean, when we see stuff like we shared the Epic Verse, I guess maybe they don't want to put in the work, because it's a lot of work to put all that stuff together. Whereas you can ride the coattails of something that's established and turn it into your own. Maybe that's the grift, and then those investment dollars are just kind of a side effect of the state of the industry. But yeah, it's unfortunate that these people don't take the correct avenues to tell the stories they want to tell, and they'd rather hijack established franchises and properties to do so. And nobody wins in that scenario, because they're never going to make it, and the fans are going to be turned off for the most part.
Well, like Wheel of Time.
Mm-hmm.
I was very much looking forward to a Wheel of Time series. And then I watched the first episode and I'm like, this isn't the book at all. They completely forgot the fact that the reason that female magic works the way it does and male magic works the way it does is because of it's the yin yang symbol.
Mm-hmm.
It's balanced, because the male is destructive, but there's only so many that can do it. The female is creative, but that's why there's more of it. But they said that anybody could be the Dragon Reborn. No female can be the Dragon Reborn, or the story doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that's why, there's a lot of fantasy series I would love to see in a live action format, but not now, because they're going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, because that's what I want to hear about, a woman's period.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to see the Belgariad, all the Rift Wars stuff from Raymond Feist. There's a ton of stuff from like Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman that would be fantastic movies.
Hey, hail Mephisto.
But because modern writers don't understand how those stories work, nor do they read them, nor do they like them, they're gonna fuck them up.
Yeah, I'm very worried about the Fallout show.
Mm-hmm.
My estimate is it's not out yet.
Okay.
It's coming out within, I think, either next week or the week after. My prediction is, at best, it's mid.
Yeah.
Well, even
At
Amazon
worst-
admitted the show's bad, and they're releasing it all at once rather than weekly.
Once I knew James Nolan was attached to it, I was like, no, this is bad. He is the brother of Christopher Nolan. We all love Christopher Nolan. He's fucking great, but James Nolan, not so much. Really, he's only worked on Westworld, and we saw how Westworld ended. That was one good season, and then after that, it went downhill really quickly. So that is my worry, especially with like the cast, man. Like, again, I talked before about how much I love David Lynch. Well, Kyle MacLachlan from Twin Peaks is in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walter Goggins is great, but that one worries me a lot.
Extra Zero, what else we got in the list?
Well, we can we have time for a quick hit. We can talk about gay dinosaurs. We can talk the Hasan drama. If you wanna keep it in that realm, we could talk about Millie Bobby Brown not watching movies, or we can talk about Disney blaming the fans again.
Hey, Creamnado, I'll let you choose that. You're the guest.
You know what? Let's talk about my favorite streamer, Hasan Piker. I'm a Hasan Piker tier 3 sub. I'm a stan. Let's go, Hasan. You're so cool.
So yeah,
for those of you who don't know Hasan Piker, Creamnado,
Hasan Piker, I'm going to kill you.
Why don't you give us your rundown?
Well, Hasan Piker is a man, barely. So if you have ever heard of the Young Turks, well, Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks is Hasan Piker's uncle. Now, Hasan Piker is a trust fund baby from Turkey who came to the U.S., got a degree, worked for his uncle, and then parlayed that into a streaming job where he talks about how I don't even know if I can say some of the things he said. They're legit messed up. The most popular one that everyone knows is that America deserved 9/11.
Yes, that was
and he wonders why people have stopped watching him. Well, you know what? You act like a dumb moron, you're gonna get the same thing coming to you. And he has a lot of people watching him all the time, and he is very ungrateful for the people who are actually watching him and supporting him. Sitting on his butt all day complaining.
Yeah,
that streaming is so difficult.
He brought in.
We all can attest. Streaming live, yeah, it can be rough sometimes, just because you screw up rating, or you just get tired. But he doesn't have to do this. So why don't you go play this video?
I'm so sad. I think the streams are bangers, but people just don't see them. We used to be a community. I hate what my community is becoming. I swear Twitch streaming isn't about the actual content. It's about whether people want to pay attention to you or not, and clout. All that shit was a banger, and 13K watched. I'm fucking gaming at 8 p.m.
YouTube. 13,000 people watching him, and he's bitching about it.
Yeah.
Well, at his peak, I think his highest was he had about 133,000 watching him when he was covering January 6th.
Yeah.
So he's basically seen and 13,000 is nothing to shake a stick at, but he's seen a 90% drop off in his viewership from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Hey guys, retweet, follow, and share this Legion of Memers episode. I want to see 13,000 people watching this.
The question really is it because of the content? Is it because of the topics have moved on, or is it just because he's an unsufferable piece of shit?
I think a combination of everything. I mean,
All
he
the
had
above.
his fallout with Ethan Klein.
C.
Ethan Klein's insufferable, but I mean, when it came to the geopolitics issue, those two were at each other's throats. So now, not only has he, you have to wonder how much of his drop off is due to just how bifurcated their community is at this point.
And Mephisto makes a good point. He's saying Hasan Piker, much like Shock Jocks, has a lot of hate watchers.
Yeah,
that's
too.
true. And I do have a feeling a lot of the stuff a lot of the people say are to get traction. They probably do believe in some of it, but they know that a lot of this stuff is going to get them attention, or they're just fucking idiots.
He is a socialist, so I'm leaning more towards the fucking idiot.
Well, it's like DSP too. Like I do not care about Darkside Phil. I mean, there was a time when it was like, oh yeah, this guy's funny. He it's funny to laugh at him. He wanked it on stream, but it's like the people that obsess over Darkside Phil, they just have like this version of the Truman Show starring a functional retard. I mean, that's literally what it is. How entertaining is it to see how much a fat balding man opening up WWE championships characters is, and complaining and bitching about his audience, and saying things that he doesn't understand are racist. How is that entertaining on a daily basis? And people make content off of that. If they do, yeah, great. You have your grift, but I just simply don't understand. When there's so much out there, we do clown on things. We are memers, but at the same time, it's just like, God, the people that obsess over one thing and one person, they are just the most boring souls on the internet.
Yeah. I think as this is something that I figured out very early in life, and I'm so glad of that. Don't be obsessed with just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, there is a good way to obsess over things and a bad way. And I think if you are obsessing about something, let's say you obsess about live streaming, well, you can use that obsession to improve your live stream.
Yeah.
Or like you could obsess over someone else's live stream and eat, sleep, drink, do all that, and then you end up nowhere. Whereas if you obsessed over doing your own thing, you're able to grow that, because you eventually will. Consistency. Even if, look at Hasan Piker. What does he do? He sits in front of a screen eating a ham sandwich, watching
literally
a video about like 9/11 truthers or something, and saying that's stupid. So all you have to do is be consistent. And if you are able to have a drive in you that obsession can motivate someone to do, I think that's a benefit. But I don't know. Personally, I think you should try to be as close to a Renaissance man as possible in your lives. You should try to do a million different things, right? I don't just like video games. Like, I play guitar. I read books. I like to watch movies. I like to go out and about. You need to have such a wide berth of interests, so you don't end up like Hasan Piker, being a sad man.
And I think that's part of it, is that, the pendulum is swinging. And I think political commentators, I think Soups and I, we both used to be fans of Tim Pool. We talked about that. And,
I used to be a big fan. I spoke to Creamnado actually behind the scenes about this. After Tim's streams, I'm so depressed. It is ridiculous. There's no hope. Everything's going to shit.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, you got Friday Night Tights, who make you laugh, bring a hope to your life. I mean, there's a reason why Friday Night Tights is absolutely rocking it right now. Sorry, extras here. I didn't mean.
Well, I was going to say, the thing is both Tim and Hasan are the same side of a different coin. If you think about it, is that, they are both doomers. They both are doom streamers. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they both saw their biggest audience surges during COVID, during the Trump presidency, during the Biden, the Biden administration's presidency. And now that things are starting to shift, we are seeing that, like, hey, I've only been talking about one thing and I've only been dooming on one side, and people are kind of starting to see through it. And now this whole streaming is harder than working a real job. Well, the funny thing is most streamers actually work day jobs from what my experience.
I can confirm this. Yes, Nina Infinity. She is also a great channel, Infinite Hope. Go check it out. Great folks. They tag the Legion in a lot of stuff. So if you are watching the shows and you're memeing, make sure to hashtag the Legion so we can share that out there.
Well, it's like with my show, I'm a music podcast, but I like to talk about all different aspects of music. So I bring on people who rap. I bring on people who do, synthwave. I try to talk to a whole bunch of different types of people in the music sphere, because if I just stick with the niche of one thing, it would just get so boring after a while, and I'd run out of shit to talk about.
Yeah, no, I can get, I get it. But see, that's the thing. Like, he is too big to fail. So when he does, when Hasan does something, Like
never say someone's too big to fail, because there are cases of like Shoe Nice, Boogie
so what happens?
298,
Okay, let's say his live
Review
stream
Tech
goes to
USA.
shit, right? He can just call up his uncle and be like, "Hey, put me on your show."
Oh, like he'll never fail financially, but
Yeah,
there's also public appearances, and when you
Right.
see a streamer go from 100,000 concurrent viewers being able to hit around that number pretty regularly to just not being able to break 20K. Now 20K, again, nothing to stop. Dude, if I got 20K, I'd be like rolling on the floor laughing like Scrooge McDuck in dollar bills, right? But for Hasan, that's a fucking problem. That's a big problem.
It kind of reminds me of the one-trick pony actors and comedians. Like, you have now like Yakov Smirnov. He still does comedy, but he does it in Branson for, a brain-dead audience. You have musicians like Charo, who, I think Charo passed away a couple of years ago now, but I mean, all she was known for was her bust and shaking maracas, and people were, again, a brain-dead audience was coming to see her, I just want to see Charo. It's funny. We never really, I think, considered it that the one-trick pony streamers are going to share the same fate as one-trick pony entertainers, with a gimmick. And I think that, we often, because again, this is all still a relatively new thing. We never really considered that people that were in the politics space were different from talking heads on TV. But no, when there's a gimmick attached to them and there's no nuance and there's no diversity of thought or topic, it all runs very thin. And I think they're going to share the same fate.
I definitely agree. Extra Zero, for the raffle, what do you say we choose 2 or 3 people?
Mm-hmm.
Just in case, somebody lives outside the country.
Yeah, can do.
And just, I removed all Legion members because I didn't want any favoritism issues. So just a heads up. Extra Zero, what we got next?
Did you want to get to the raffle and then do the meme break, or do you want to do the meme break and then do the raffle?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do the meme break and then the raffle, and then we'll do outros.
All right. So let me go ahead and get that thread up. Oop. And damn, I'm a paying member too, and I don't even get to participate in the raffle. Everybody would say it was rigged.
Listen, man, I had a conversation with you behind the scenes. Okay,
I'm busting balls, is what.
Don't even, bro. I will come over there, kick your butt.
I'm telling you, this election is totally rigged.
All right,
it was fair.
It's fake. Oh, it's all wrong.
All fake news.
All wrong.
I'm clicking wrong buttons here today. All right. Without further ado, the meme break. All right. So we have our first.
We got
meme.
a lot of memes on the meme thread, guys. Keep up the good work. What the Skirmitar? What is this?
Oh Lord. Oh Lord, this is not good. Oh no.
It looks like a special needs chick.
Dude, I look like, oh my god.
The blend is
like
very good.
Special needs.
The blend is very good for you. I'll give you that.
All I can think of is the song from Family Guy. Down syndrome girl.
Somebody send this to Kenzo.
We'll just have to tag if he's not tagged in there already. Although, is Kenzo currently watching? Is the question. There he is. He's seen it.
Better get that bikini I sent you in the mail there, Kenzo.
Oh,
so yeah,
bro.
Trish got my before picture before I started carnivore and got all the weight.
Oh,
also
Lord.
from Trish, we got this is why we need this is why y'all need a DEI officer. And Corbin, you find the difference between these two pictures. Sherry and Triss being the same person. Also from Triss, she saw Dermy Wormy, and it says, I lost 125 pounds and decided to get a divorce. Woman who changed her life when she saw a Bigfoot is suing California after national park officials say it was just a bear. But what kind of bear?
A big one. Apparently, if it's Bigfoot.
Yeah. We also get we get the eventual offspring of Kay and James, Melee Carl. And also from Triss, we get No Cloudy.
Poor Cloud. He'll never live down being a blab simp.
Nah.
Nor will we let him.
From Triss as well, we get Here to Give You Nightmares. We get Stellar Derm.
Ugh.
See the little nipple popping up a bit?
I think that's just a button. She's actually like a robot.
Don't matter.
Triss, since we're in the spirit of Easter, I wonder, like Maz has been missing some episodes. Is he working a seasonal job as a shopping center Easter?
I think he is.
Yes.
I don't know why he's doing like the Norman Bates look at the end of Psycho, where he's like, that's a little concerning. Don't put your kids near Maz. Just don't do it.
And just so you know, guys, if your memes haven't been showed, I'm going to go through them through the hashtag. So if they're not on the thread, I will be bringing it up in just a second after the thread. Hey, yeah, Triss, what did you do? We hear that Western women worship.
Also from Triss.
God
Dermy Sweeney.
Dermy's going to be using this for a thumbnail, 100%.
Not my
definitely.
promise, Matt. Sorry.
Kenzo got triggered. We got Triss saying, "What's the difference between this and a whorehouse?" And, hey, Metastep, you made it. Triss saying, "Can't Dermy be the only hot female, or can't let Dermy be the only hot female here?" So
we got a
new
new background.
we get Cream Ivy.
Cream, we got a new background. Yes.
And, watch this one on Twitter because this is when Pop and Rocks. There we go. That's what the duo should be called in Vegas is Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks. I mean, listen. You know what? I will be filming a lot of content while I'm over there. So,
does that
all
mean
right, guys?
We got a couple more. I need to refresh here.
Here, let me just go through the.
We get this one of me and I guess
Maza.
Maza.
Oh no!
This is really giving me strange bone energy.
Switch games aren't that big, but you know, maybe that's the collector's
No, your
edition.
head is that small, extra zero.
The collector's edition of the My Little Pony Switch game. Yeah.
Wait, that should be Dermy. That shouldn't be you.
Yeah, I know, right?
With the brony sheets.
He does have the Bernie sheets. Then there is this one of
Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah. Savage Ed, which one did we miss?
No, there. Oh, there you go. I like that one. That's totally not me in real life, but close.
And did we get everybody? Also check the hashtag as well. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, just so you guys know, if you guys don't put the memes in the thread, we will always check the hashtag on Twitter. So whenever your memes are being made, don't forget to hashtag.
Let's see, did we get them all? I see there's one here from Thomas Payne. Let me make sure. I haven't vetted the audio on this one though. This was done with Reface. I think it's just an animation.
Yeah, that's actually core members meme.
Oh, okay.
He just made the face and sound movement. Well, core member made this meme and it is absolutely blowing up.
It's horrifying, is what it is.
let's scroll down. Do we miss any? Did we get them all?
Look at those, D-Day McLean. Those are wonderful.
Yeah, I do like the crossbones on there. And I think that catches us up on our meme. So with
very
that,
nice. Yes. So Extra Zero, I was trying to segue into this. Oh, why don't you go ahead?
All right, with that, we can go ahead and kick off our raffle for the Flagrant Triggers. The Flagrant Triggers varsity jacket, the Friday Night Tights varsity jacket. I said that so weird, but we'll let No Green Rocks take it. Is this an elimination wheel, or is this just a one spin, one win?
One spin, one win. What we're going to be doing is choosing 2 spins for 2 people. I had to remove people that I know are not in the country and Legion of Memers members because I don't want any issues with rigged spin the wheels. So just so you know, I will be putting this out on Twitter. So if you see a person win on here, make sure to tag them on Twitter. You can clip it if you want. Tell them to reach out to either the Legion of Memers Twitter account or my personal account, and we'll get you in contact with Flagrant Triggers, and you will be getting a Legion or a FNT Letterman jacket. I think they're only available for 2 weeks, and then they'll be shipped out altogether. So without further ado, guys, you ready?
Wait, I was gonna say, is Wookie B bad in there? I thought
yes, he's right here.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's like spinning, and I'm like looking at it like a ceiling fan.
Iron Oxide is the winner. So everybody, make sure to screen grab this and share it with Iron Oxide. He has won an FNT Letterman jacket. So we will get him in contact with Flagrant Triggers and enjoy the jacket. Now, I'm not sure how often we will be doing these raffles. I am doing this because the FNT meetup is happening, and I want to show the community how grateful I am. Now, if you guys are coming to Vegas, make sure you say hello to me because I have some goodies I do want to give out. Extra Zero, I've seen them. Extra Zero, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good or bad are the goodies?
I'm gonna say they're a pretty solid 10. I mean, it's quality merch. It's stuff that you'd want to buy. I don't want to spoil what's going to be given away, but if you wanted to rep the Legion, if you wanted to show us support, these are all products that I think anybody would just want to pick up on the side. So I'm still sad that I can't make it. I'll be holding down the fort and running the show while you guys are all there. But I will say I personally acknowledge I'm missing out. So
I'm sorry. Look at Extra Zero's face. He's so sad. Don't worry, Extra Zero. I will get some of the merch over to you. These are meetup exclusive merch. So when I make it to meetups, it will be exclusive. You won't be able to get it anywhere else. Not unless I open up a proper company and then start shipping things out to people, which we are not set up for just yet. But if you ever want to be included again in these raffles, be sure to become a member of the channel, and you could be as lucky as Iron Oxide.
I did DM him over on Twitter, so I'm sure he'll be aware. So I'll let him know to get in touch with you so we get his info over to Flagrant Triggers. I think he's actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think he and Selena are going to be in Vegas. Maybe I misheard, but it would be cool if he gets it in time to rep while he's out there for the meetup. So
absolutely. So let us get to outros. I want to make sure everybody has a proper outro. CJP, man, what you got coming up this week?
Well, I have the return of the Forgotten One cast. Don't have a guest just yet, waiting for some confirmation. And I'm just about finished with the Castlevania 3 soundtrack for the GoldenEye style. So that'll be out this coming up in April. I haven't figured out a date yet for that one because I'm still working on it because it's about an hour long and takes some editing. So other than that, and of course I'll be on ETEP of Queens on the Place to Be Reviews Monday nights. He's rebranding, going in Raw. I'm not exactly sure what the new title is going to be yet, but I'm one of the producers over there. So and of course you can find me most of the times on Ballbusters, and I'll be on Devil Made Me Do It's channel tomorrow. We're talking baby faces of the 80s in wrestling. So I'm around. I'm here and there.
Nice, man. Nice. Oculus, what are you doing this week?
Probably planning ahead some ideas around memes surrounding next week and Friday Night Tight. So I'll probably keep an eye on that. And you can follow me on Twitter while I do the memes on Friday Night Tights, mostly.
Nice. Make sure if you're memeing to hashtag the Legion of Memers, and we will give that a retweet. Extra Zero, what you got coming up?
So, as I mentioned, I will be on Side Scrollers on Friday. Other than that, you can also check me out on my show, Figure Action. We are a collector's podcast, and if you're into Transformers, third party, anything in the collecting space, we have a lot of conversations around collecting, industry news. We actually have a special coming up on Monday. I won't be on there. However, my two co-hosts, Mike and Dave, will be holding that. We have Quentin Bedwell returning. Comic artist Quentin Bedwell. He's doing a lot of the work with the Action Force guys, the Valaverse, and Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. So pretty cool to have an insider on here who's doing not only comic art but also doing toy art. And then on Thursday's show, we'll be talking all about WonderCon. I know Chris Gore's there right now, so I'm probably going to be consuming a lot of that news as far as what's coming out there. The 40th anniversary of Transformers. They're supposed to have the final panel going on there. And then we have a lot to talk about with Storm Collectibles losing licenses. They apparently just lost the Mortal Kombat license. So a lot of stuff to talk about on that show. If you're into toy news, we cover it all. We're a very apolitical show, so we're just focused on the news. And then I'll be memeing Side Scrollers throughout the week, and I'll be back here. Actually, no, I won't be back here on Saturday, but I'll be providing memes, but I'll be on the following week. Well, actually, we're not doing a show next week, so I guess we should announce that now.
Yes,
we're taking off.
So
on the
everybody
6th.
knows we are not doing a show next week because we're all getting ready for Vegas. And those who aren't going to Vegas are getting ready for other things they need to take care of.
Yeah. So off next week, but I'll be holding down the fort. We'll have Melee James and Melee K on, along with some guests from Vegas popping in and out, I think is our current plan. So that should be a fun off the rails show, and very much looking forward to
that. Really quick, hail the 199, hail the 199, reaching the 199, hail to you, Wayfair. Creamnado, what you got coming up this week, my man?
This week is a weird week because of Easter, but definitely going to be on Gronking most of this week. Do a couple streams probably. Get started on some more videos and do some editing for Gronk Squad as well. I've been doing that. I forgot to mention that.
I've been wondering who's been doing it. You've been killing it over there, man.
But yeah, I've been doing their Helldivers series, so check out Gronk Squad. It's just fun old school Let's Plays.
I hope to God that putt-putt play happens. For those that don't know, I gifted Mazza putt-putt during an episode of Gronking.
I can't say if it is happening, wink wink.
Because that boy needs some edutainment in his life.
Yeah, I think it is happening. I'm not sure when it's coming out. That's all I can say. Also, Kenzo, DM me on Twitter about that. But yes, yeah, just basically hopping around from place to place, just being my own charming self. And yeah, so thank you guys for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You're welcome on anytime. Just reach out to me or Extra Zero, and we would be glad to have you back on. We do ones where we have previous guests come on, so hopefully you'll be able to join.
I think it would be fun as hell to get you, Maz, and Lethal on all at the same time.
That would be chaos.
That might
But it
have
would
to be
fun
Rumble
chaos.
exclusive.
That might have to be Rumble
Yeah.
exclusive, but still.
But yeah, I am Superman. If he wasn't scared of Green Rocks, leader, creator, and founder of the Legion of Memers. Thank you all so much for watching. Hail to the chat for being here. And congratulations again to Iron Oxide for winning the FNT Letterman jacket. I will be making a post shortly on your winning. So make sure to contact me. And if you guys go tag him or say congratulations in the post I'm making, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching Legion of Memers meme stream. We will not be on next week, so just a heads up for that, because we are getting ready for Vegas. And for those of you who are in Vegas, I will see you in Las Vegas. Make sure to come say hi, get a hug, get a picture, get some merch from me, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks, but the Legion will have a stream. I just got an update from Flagrant Triggers. The jackets will be available for the next 5 weeks. So just a heads up on that. We will see you guys later. Yes, Savage Dad, I'll hug you. Just don't stink.
You can afford to go to Vegas. You can afford deodorant.
You know. Tell you what, Professor Savage Dad, come hug me, and then we'll go pay for a spa day. How about that? All right, everybody. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.
Peace.
See you next week.
See ya.